what's it like? I was actually there in attendance in Cleveland for Coe's first career NFL touchdown, which was awesome. And,
Awesome.
it was a great game. You could hear me on camera. I was just screaming, "Say it ain't so, Coe! Say it ain't so!" Sadly, from there, the game kind of went off the rails a little. That was the last high moment of that game, but it was a great game. Overtime loss, fun time. But how was that moment for you? Seeing the first, whether it was on TV, in person, wherever you were, seeing his first NFL touchdown. How was that?
Well, dude, I mean, we were at home because it was a away game. We don't travel to a lot of the away games because we can get into that later. But, to watch that and to think I wished I was there live. So to have your video was so cool. And just say, this is so cool. I mean, that was so cool for us. Catching it from Tom Brady, right? Like he's got the ball yet. I mean, first NFL touchdown means a lot, right? I mean, as a dad, that's just so cool to see. It was fun to watch. It didn't have the outcome we wanted, but still the same. What a memory! What a memory to have, right? So,
and honestly,
cool.
those. One of the best guests ever, the Buccateers in the house tonight. You guys hear him on Tampa radio all the time. He's one of the best in the business. My favorite personal in the business. That's why I'm elated tonight. Growing up in the Chicago area, you're used to sports radio. That's what gets me through the day. So this man does help get me through the day, I will say, with the Pat and Aaron show at work. Nothing like it. So it's incredible. It looks like we got Stunna bumbling in. I'm Tampa Tones. We are joined by lead goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little cleared. But we're joined by Pat Donovan.
It looks like Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look like you got a little...
No, my camera's broke.
And he was trying to pull me in big time. And then I was like, nothing happened with Indianapolis yet. Like, I really want to give Indy a chance. And then also I talked to Cody Gruden, once he took over Rich McCannum, still like, well, look, I was like, y'all just give me the opportunity to explore free agency, see what's going on, and then kind of make it do it.
All right, everyone, you are tuned into the Buccateers, a wide receiver, Kalen Geiger, and we are about to have a great pod. This is the Buccateers. You're tapped in, and here we go. Howdy ho, howdy hey, how the hell is everybody? We got a little bit of a special episode today on this Man Cave Monday. We're crossing into enemy lines with the frenemy of ours here on the Buccateers, the man, the myth, the legend. Lenny of you know him from his social media. Many great videos to be had specifically with the Saints, but for the city of New Orleans in general, the great Jono Barnes. And obviously he is the man. I'm a big fan of his, even though he's a Saints guy. Why can't you be a big fan of other content? So very excited to talk to Jono tonight about Mancave's double victory Mondays, NFC South, a little bit more, maybe some wrestling will squeak in as well, but we're capped on time, so we'll be sure to get you in and out, Mr. Jono. But as always, we got the great Zach, Bucs by 30, celebrating a victory Monday. Zach, how the hell you doing, brother?
Victory Monday is always a good day, right? It's hard to be sad on a Victory Monday.
And Jono, how are you? You're celebrating Victory Monday as well, my friend. The Saints looked pretty good yesterday against the Giants team that just beat the Chargers, and Saints battled the Bills. Y'all are looking a little better than what I imagined right now, my friend.
Not only am I celebrating Victory Monday, I am just absorbing it because Lord knows my team isn't going to have that many Victory Mondays this season. So I'm probably going to have a Victory Tuesday, a Victory Wednesday, a Victory Thursday. And there ain't no 24-hour rule with the Saints fans this year. So it's a 1 week victory celebration because we probably ain't going to have many of them. So I'm in a good mood. I picked a great time to come right after a victory. I'm honored to be here, guys.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of, maybe we'll get you back too if we're lucky enough. I wanted to get you Saints week, but this was actually a great time to get you coming off a victory. And quick, Jono, we'll start with a little NFC South talk. Obviously, Panthers win yesterday, Bucs win, and the Saints win. What are your thoughts on kind of the Saints squad right now? They're young, they're scrappy, they're fighting, brother. They're playing some good football, and a lot of people just, kind of overlook this team, but I'm lumping them in with our tough schedule. A game at New Orleans in a couple of weeks won't be a gimme. So kind of just tell the people that haven't watched much of the Saints this year how y'all have been so scrappy to this point.
First off, the best thing you said is that of all those teams you mentioned, the Falcons were not one of them. They did not win yesterday. I know. Oh, they had a bye week, though. I don't care. The best Sunday is that when the Falcons do not win. The Saints, now, it was a good victory, and I will say, I'm not going to sit here, y'all, and say, watch out for those Saints or anything. We are clearly rebuilding, and that means right now we are, by all intents and purposes, we are a bad team. We are a bad team, but we're one of those scrappy, fun, bad teams. I think the hot comparison that everybody always does lately, because they have been the latest team that had the success of rebuilding the right way, if you want to say, is the first year Detroit Lions, right? Where bad team, but you saw like the pieces, you saw the scrappiness, you saw, oh, they might actually be building something. It's only been a month, so I'm not going to get on my soapbox and say the Saints are going to be contenders by 2027. We have some things that we're doing good, some things I feel like we're not doing good. But I do know that every Sunday I feel confident that the team is going to put up a fight. So much that when we got our butts whipped 2 weeks ago in Seattle, I was shocked because I was like, geez, we usually, I'm not expecting to go into any game winning. I'm just not. We're not a good team. I was surprised we won yesterday, to be honest. But I expect us to put up high effort, high energy, and a good fight. Seattle was the only game that we did not, which means I do feel like when we do play the Falcons and when we do play you guys, a betting man would say the Bucs are going to win, but I do think it's going to be a tougher game than what some fans might think, because they're just going to see the Saints record and go, oh, easy win for the Bucs, easy win for the Falcons. Well, one, is the division game, so you never can take those lightly. But two, the Saints are, again, I think, one of those scrappy, fun, bad teams. So you guys should cherish it, because we're bad. At the end of the day, we're bad. Doesn't matter if you're a scrappy, fun team, bad team, or a horrible, boring, bad team. The main thing is you're a bad team. Embrace it, but do know that it's probably going to come with a fight.
Yeah, and I'm expecting a big fight. It's always a bar fight in divisional rounds, as you alluded to. And Jono, real quick, for those unfamiliar, this saying holds very true to all of us. It's more than a game. Kind of just explain that quick, how it became so popular for you, and kind of how it took off. I've seen players saying it, other personnel saying it. So cool stuff to see on your behalf there, brother.
Yeah, well, first, I guess y'all can see, right there behind this shit more than it. Can I say the F word on here?
Yeah, this shit more than a game.
Shit more than a game. So I want to be safe. This shit more than a game. That one right there, if you can see, is signed by Drew Brees, the embodiment of this shit more than a game, and of course, the shirt right there. Let me try to make this story short. I actually said it ironically when I was doing one of my videos, a skit for not the Saints, for the New Orleans Pelicans. We were going on a playoff run. And I did where I say it's more than a damn game. And people in my mentions and comments were like, yeah, you're right, Jonathan. Down here in New Orleans, it is more than a game. It is more than a game. And so I did the second video after, the NBA playoffs is game one, game two. So I was trying to do a video after every game. And that one, I verbatimly said, this shit more than a game. And magic happened. And the great thing about it is that, one, it's not like I got with my wife or friends or PR agency and said, okay, what slogan can I make up or whatever? Like, it literally came out just organically. And that's the magic of it, that, it shows that it really is more than a game, in my opinion. And two, when I said it verbatimly, this shit more than a game in that second video, my big brother, cousin / brother, was in that video. And sadly, he has since passed away. So I always felt like, he's watching over me. He's kind of the reason why it's kind of become such a thing. So it always has a sentimental value that a lot of people don't know about as well. So I'm just glad that the city of New Orleans has embraced it. Hopefully, maybe it'll go global one day. But as you know, guys, I'm also a big wrestling fan, as you can see by some of my Stone Cold stuff in the back. So, Stone Cold had and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold says so. The Rock has, if you smell. Yeah. I've kind of turned, the wrestling fan in me is like, oh, that's my slogan. This shit more than a game. Everything I do, I say this shit more than a game, man. I'm just glad that it's taken off the way it has locally in New Orleans. Maybe one day it will in Tampa as well. Y'all owe me some money if it does, though. It ain't free.
Yeah, you're going to franchise? You're franchising it?
Oh, hell yeah.
Shit more than the game Tampa. All right, we'll take it. We'll take it.
If money is involved, I'll be glad to make maybe a few Tampa Bay Buccaneer color T-shirt versions of it.
All right, I appreciate that. Hey, just first off, I just want to get it right here because I'm white and don't have much culture. So is it Jono or Jono?
It is Jono.
Jono. All right.
Appreciate that.
Right.
Apologies. I've been saying Jono.
No, because people, I mean, I have a thick accent. I'm sure y'all fans are like, man, who is this Cajun ass dude? That's the Southern accent, y'all. So I know I botch names or like say names correctly, but it comes out, so I don't mind people say Jono, but it is correctly Jono.
Jono. All right, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of slogans myself, if you can't tell. So really? Yeah. So I appreciate that, and I love the passion that you have for your team, all your teams, man. You're everywhere. You're at the Saints games, you're at the Pelicans games, you're going on the road, you're following them, you're in the culture. So we love to see other fans getting their love from the players and the organizations when you're so passionate. So that's been really cool to follow you on social media and interact with you and get to know you personally. You reached out to me about my nephew at one point. So that's just really cool that even though your team is a bunch of shitbags and I hate them, I respect you and like you as a person. So thanks for coming on and doing this. And let's have some fun, talk about some football and some man caves.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah. So real quick, we're all man cave guys. How did you decide to kind of say, okay, this is what I want to build my man cave around? I know you kind of just put yours together over there. So what kind of led you to do that? And we'll thank the wife there again for letting you do that, right?
Yes, and I'm glad you said that. I just put it together because I think that's an important part. Like you see, y'all kind of remind you, like, and when I first put it out there on social media, and Zach noticed, he was like, "That's it," and I was like, "Well, hold on, man, I'm just putting it together. It's not a finished product. It's like gradually, over the years, it's going to get to, maybe as great as y'all's is. And honestly, guys, it actually is more of my, podcast station or whatever. But my wife was like, yeah, no, just turn it to, call it your man cave. Like, yeah, you use this room for your podcast and your streams and watch alongs and reactions, but, make this like your haven, your man cave. So this is my man cave that was built about 3 months ago. This is actually a brand new house that my wife and I just purchased. So
congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's a huge blessing. We were in an apartment the past 2 years, and I'm doing my show and all my reaction videos like literally crammed into this 2-bedroom apartment. And we just had a baby, and we were like, well, we're probably going to need a little bit more space for the baby because he now runs this house. If you guys haven't seen my content, he runs everything now. I answer to him. And so we found this beautiful house, and thankfully it came with 4 rooms. Room for mom and dad, room for the baby, a guest room. Oh, that's this nice, beautiful, empty 4th room. What can I do with that? I can make a man cave. And of course, it's shit more than a man cave. So I took all of my passions, not just the New Orleans Saints, but you see, I have my wrestling fanaticism. So I'm a huge Stone Cold fan. So I got autographed Austin 316 shirt. I got my LED display case with just some collectibles that embody New Orleans, Louisiana, and just my life in general. And I'm just going to gradually build things out as it goes along. If I can turn the camera, I guess one of the cool things that I really have is this little Saints bar neon. Let me take that because I don't want them to say Aints. I know y'all going to make fun of it if it says Aints. I got this little Saints thing. I do have hey, look, and if y'all notice, Bucs fans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers make a mention and appearance in my thing. So, all you Bucs fans, be happy.
I don't like
You guys made the man cave. You and the fellas.
I don't like that.
Y'all made the man cave.
At least you have us on top. At least the helmet's on top.
I'm a fair man. Y'all have won a division 4 straight years, might be 5 years. I'm a fair man. So let me put them out on top so they could get the most P of all the teams.
I can't turn my camera and show you, but the Saints do make an appearance in my cave as well. I have a huge 3-foot by 4-foot canvas of Mike Evans catching that ball and Lattimore just dead on the ground at his feet.
The playoff game? Is it the playoff game or the one that meaningless week 1 game in like 2000 and what was that? 18?
Anytime Mike Evans catches a touchdown pass, it's not a meaningless game.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
You pay the man the respect that he deserves.
I mean, my team did for y'all in week 17 last year when he gave him that Make-A-Wish 1,000-yard season. That it was a Disney celebration. Oh my God, 1,000 yards! Give me a break with all that.
Zach?
Well, this has been our show. Thanks for joining us.
Over to you. Good stuff.
Yeah. So when I saw you putting this stuff on Twitter, I reached out to you immediately because we were talking about putting this idea together, and I thought it would be really cool to kind of get some rival fan bases in here and talk about what they're doing and how they think about putting your content together. Because for me, collecting is a very emotional hobby, right? I think as a child we start collecting things. And then as we get older, we start to collect different things to make us remember those memories, that fondness that we had of our childhood. And that's kind of how it always started for me, to get embedded into that memory. So when you started doing it, I wanted to reach out and then give you an opportunity to kind of talk about why you started collecting, why you collect what you do, and what that means to you.
And it can't just be, I feel like, I mean, anybody could put like jerseys and stuff up, but I'm glad you mentioned it, like having like things that are actually sentimental to you. It's almost like, a tattoo version of a room. Like if you get a tattoo, you want that tattoo to have some symbolism and, meaningness to it. Same with the man cave. I'm like, whatever makes the man cave or whatever makes the display case, I wanted to have, a story behind it. And that's kind of where my motivation has been and where it will continue to go with the man cave. I'm hoping to I don't even have a jersey up yet, but as you guys mentioned, I've been very blessed to have players kind of embrace my brand. And Eric McCoy, not only did he come on my show, he came to my house. And 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 I still maintain, because I have not seen it yet, and I apologize if I'm wrong, I don't think I've seen any active Pro Bowl level NFL player come to a fan's house. I've seen NFL players on podcasts. I've seen NFL players, do streams and whatnot with fans. I think I was one of the first to have an actual NFL player come like sit on the couch and like chop it up, which is the power of content, and like just shows the shit more than a game in New Orleans, but what content can bring for all fan bases. So I take a lot of honor in that, and so much that I would love to get Eric McCoy to send me a jersey, like great player, but also, that means a lot to me because I actually had this man in my house on my couch talking Saints football and life with me. And that's just going to be my motivation, Zach. The rest of the way, as I try to build out as great of a man cave as you, like everything I want to put up, I want it to have meaning, and I want it to have, a story, if you want to say, behind it. And I'm looking forward to seeing, if I do this show 4 years from now, we will see, wow, look at how his man cave looked in that episode to how it looked, in 2028, 2029. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome, man. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Zach. No, you're good.
No, I was just going to say, the important thing to remember when you're doing this is, there's no blueprint. There's no rules. You put up what you like, how you like, when you like, and that's the great thing about it, man. It gives you an opportunity, like you said, to show your pride. People do that externally with a tattoo. I don't personally have the body for a tattoo. It'd be kind of like Banksy. It'd be like Banksy putting his art on a trash can. You know what I'm saying? It'd be wasted. So I don't do that. This is how I express that. So don't let anybody steal your passion, and do what you like. You know what I'm saying? Just do what you like. I would suggest going with a paint scheme on the walls.
I heard that.
Yours would be a little bit
black, gold, or something. Maybe what would you suggest if this was your man cave? Because obviously the Saints are probably going to be the focal. Now, man, granted, I'm gonna have probably the Pelicans and LSU and Tulane stuff too. So it's not just a Saints one, but just imagine all these teams that I'm showing love to. What color scheme would you probably see in your head if you were building out my man cave? If I hired Zach and say, Zach, look at my man cave, tell me what I should do, what color scheme would you suggest to Jono Barnes?
Man, gold and black came to me immediately just because of the Saints, but working the Pelicans in there is a little tough because what are they, red? They got red in their colors, right? Red and
it's basically red, white, and blue, which is so basic, but that's the Louisiana flag colors too, so that's what they went with.
Yeah. Oh man, I would definitely do two-tone. I would do two-tone in a way, and like looking at that wall behind you, I instantly thought, man, diagonal would look cool as shit if you did the gold on the top and then the black kind of diagonal it. Yeah. And then you could do the accent walls, do one gold, one black, and then the fourth wall would be something that you could kind kind of coordinate some of your other colors from some of the other teams into. But it could be tricky to pull off. I will say the only thing that I did not do in this basement myself is paint it. I did hire somebody to do that because
I would.
Yeah,
I'll hire somebody.
I'm not a painter, but everything else in here I did except the artwork. I'm not talented either.
Oh,
so.
I can even do. I like what I can do like New Orleans art because I feel like this is more of a New Orleans from just Saint, but also how much I love my city, and New Orleans has a very unique and prominent art style that if you see it, you say, "Oh, that's New Orleans art." Maybe I have a graffiti artist come in.
Yeah,
speaking of Banksy, right?
Badass,
Go crazy with it, right? Like make him scream New Orleans.
The wall behind you. This shit more than the game. Boom! Right up on that wall behind you.
Hell yeah,
that would look good. And you can do a black and gold, or man, that would look sharp. Actually,
my wife's credit card better watch out.
And I'm surprised her credit card's not on the IR as much as you use it.
She's doing. I ain't gonna lie. This shit with the baby, she's done a great job at hiding it. But I think I'm gonna find it soon. I really want to go to that Los Angeles Rams game, so I gotta get my Sherlock Holmes hat on. But I'm gonna find her credit card so I can go to that game.
Hey, well, the holidays are coming at least, so there you go. And you also have a website which we'll plug for you. Where can people go to find those shirts you're wearing and other variations?
Well, I don't know if any of your Tampa fans are gonna. Well, I actually do have a red version. That
you might have Tulane fans listening.
You can kind of lie and say that the red version, which is a Pelicans version, technically it could be a Bucs version. But it's www.jonobarnes.com. Or I'll make it easy. Thisshitmorethanagame.com. And on there you can buy all the merch. And if people just want to if they're discovering me for the first time today, being on y'all's great platform, I am literally Jono Barnes on everything. You search Jono Barnes on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, MySpace, OnlyFans. Jono Barnes, you can find me.
Anything.
And I want to say, hold on. I want to say it's a very unique set of content, folks, because I think people hear, oh, he's doing content, so they're expecting a fan who gets on the microphone, analyzes the games and whatnot. I do that a bit, but I also, as you guys can attest to, I do comedy, guys. For all the people who are new to me, I like to say I'm the Key and Peele of content creators when it comes to my team. I like to do skits. I like to have fun with it. I like to embrace the stupidity of fanaticism, the hypocrisy of fanaticism. I'm never going to get on any of my platforms that I've been blessed to build a great audience on and act like I'm an analyst or try to pretend I am. I embrace what being a fan is about. This is not war politics. This is not life or death. This shit more than a game, guys, but it's sports. You can have fun. You can be stupid with your sports takes. You can be illogical with your sports takes. So I embrace that. And when people discover me for the first time, they probably could be like, oh, this guy's an idiot or whatever, which is fine. I don't mind people thinking I'm an idiot, but I just want people to know, I'm not just a guy who you tune into for X's and O's. I'm who you turn into for Jono and his crazy content.
We are live with the great Jono Barnes here on the Buccateers. And I do want to say, Cleve and me, wrestling guy, commenting, new guest, new fun. And Jono, you're a wrestling guy yourself. Kind of give us your wrestling background, Stone Cold fan, which is awesome. Just cool stuff there. I know you got some cool wrestling stories as well.
Yeah, I'm a bit annoyed right now with WWE because they announced that New Orleans was getting WrestleMania next year. And I'm I have my whole damn itinerary already planned out. I have a big enough audience that, I was like, oh man, the things I'm going to be able to achieve because I'm going to be able to get into doors that I never have been able to get into before. And then they swept the rug from under us and said, you know what? Let's go to Las Vegas again because now WWE is being ran by TKO and they're a money-hungry company. But that's neither here nor there. I'm always be passionate about wrestling. I started watching wrestling when I was a little kid during technically the New Generation era with Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. But towards the tail end of that era where this guy by the name of Steve Austin was coming in and he was coming in hot and he was something that wrestling fans had never seen before. He was doing things that in traditional wrestling was never really allowed, cursing, throwing the middle finger, going at his boss, kind of peeping the curtain a bit behind the scenes. Oh, Mr. Man, you're actually the owner. You're not the announcer. You're the owner, and I hate you. And just, as a young adolescent, I'm thinking this guy is the greatest thing ever. And as you guys mentioned, you can still, even in old age, keep that kid in you, right? You can still keep that type of spirit inside of you. So even though I'm a grown ass man now, I still continue to stand Stone Cold Steve Austin because of what he did to my life, what he was for my childhood, and how much of an impact he had on me and my wrestling fanaticism. And ever since then, I've been a wrestling fan my whole life. I continue to watch it. I don't watch it maybe as passionately as I watched it as a kid. Like during the Attitude Era, wrestling was my number one. Like the Saints, NFL, NBA, all that was second fiddle. Like I'm tuning in Monday night, not to Monday Night Football. I am watching WWE Raw, WCW Monday Nitro. As I got older, football took over, and now wrestling is kind of like on the back burner. Like I watch it casually. I can tell you all the wrestlers and the storylines going on, but it's not must-see TV for me like it was as a kid. But I still love it. I still appreciate everybody who is a wrestler who goes out there and sacrifices their body. I think WWE is doing real well right now, almost too well that they're taking advantage of fans with these prices and price gouging and shady business tactics that they're doing. But again, that's another story. And I'm always going to be a wrestling fan. And I think if people actually watch my content, like they see the wrestling fan in me. Again, this shit more than a game. That's kind of like me being a wrestling fan and knowing that, a slogan that works. I got to keep saying it. That's my brand now. I feel like my shirt honestly was inspired by Austin 316. I got the logo on the back, like Stone Cold had the skull logo. Like there's a lot of wrestling isms that you see. Zach for sure, because Zach always has been seen for my, I poke the bear at Bucs fans a lot. And, behind the scenes, guys, I'll peel back the curtain. It's all in fun. I'm doing it like almost playing a character on social media. But that's the wrestling fan in me. Like, let me, talk trash to Bucs fans. Let me, go at them. And, that's the wrestling fan in me. So love wrestling, always will love wrestling. And Stone Cold Steve Austin is undoubtedly the greatest of all time, as Jeremy says.
So where do you stand on the WWE AEW conversation?
I think there's actually a lot more people in the middle who just are appreciative that, wrestling is such a popular business now that you can have alternatives and it's not, tribalism. Like, you got to be team WWE or team AEW. It makes me wonder, Zach, though, like how passionate, like if WWE versus AEW is as passionate as it is by some of these stands on social media, imagine the Monday Night Wars, right? The WWF versus WCW crowd in a social media era. It would have been crazy. I would have been a little middle schooler going ham for WWE saying, you WCW losers, get out of here. So I can imagine like right now, these are all high schoolers mainly, picking and prying about which ones they love the most. But I enjoy both. I don't have I guess WWE is going to be the favorite. It's like the NFL, right? Like it's such a powerful brand now that you're always playing for second place as a wrestling promotion. But I appreciate what AEW does. Sometimes there are times where AEW has better storylines and better matches than WWE, but WWE is always obviously going to be king because of just the longevity and the power of the brand in itself. So I appreciate both, though, and I think if wrestling fans could kind of take a step back and say, how awesome is it that, these wrestlers all over the world have options where it's not just WWE or Bucs. Right. That's a great thing for the wrestling industry.
Yeah, I agree. WWE needs competition. Like that, some of the best WWE content we got was during the Monday Night Wars. Right. And after they bought WCW, it just kind of lulled for a little bit. And then AEW popped up and it pushed them a little bit. And I'm the same, man. I appreciate both. There's good things about them. There's bad things about both of them. And you can criticize and still appreciate what they're doing. I feel AEW is a little bit stronger in the ring, and WWE's definitely got the better storytelling aspect of it. And those aren't even really arguable. But AEW puts on some fire pay-per-views, man. Facts. Like I've seen some shit in some of those matches that I've never seen before. So, but it's okay to like both. It really is.
It's not a sin. It's not a sin. Yeah. But again, usually, man, and isn't that not just wrestling, like football too? Like and I'm sure you guys, because you guys have enough of a platform, like you'll get people with the profile picture that's like of a player or anime or whatever. And I'm like, these got to be like high school kids. And they're coming at you. Idiot, you're stupid. How could you like this guy? How could you hate this guy? How could you have this take or whatever? And I'm like, these are probably high school kids. And Lord knows if I had social media when I was in middle school and high school, I probably would have been the same way. So I take it all. There's reality and there's social media.
Exactly. You got to take social media, especially nowadays, with a grain of salt on Twitter X, all the damn bots too, all the damn kids. It's like, you get tweets at you nowadays from a bot. It's like, oh my God, I love Halloween time too. Guess what? And it's like, what the hell's going on here? How the hell does this even happen? But nonetheless, Jono, more than a game, quickly, would you decide what's next in your man cave? I know you said you kind of like the emotional attachment to it as well, or things that matter to you. Like, how are you going to start deciding what to pursue next, kind of? Or are those going to be something that, hey, whenever it gets to you or whenever it comes across or catches your eye, that's your next item?
I think that's kind of how I live life. just let it happen organically, right? I don't try to plan too ahead of time. Let it happen organically. This shit more than the game happened organically, and look where it's taking me. So whatever happens organically is how I'll. Now, you might have ideas like, oh, that would be cool to have in a man cave, but overall, I think I'm just gonna let things come to it organically. And I'm sure when my kid gets older, me and him are gonna experience some things. Maybe I'll take him to his first road game or something. Hey, we see something at a shop or something. Let me go buy that. That becomes a part of the man cave. Me and Jono's first road game, me and Jono's first Superdome game, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm gonna let it happen organically. And I take that approach with my content and in life. I don't plan my skits ahead of time. Like you guys see my skits, I usually do one every post game. And follow me on Instagram, by the way, too, y'all, Jono Barnes, because my Instagram been taking off the past.
Yeah, I was actually looking at it. Like, good numbers,
Twitter. Like I was only popping on Twitter for whatever reason. The algorithm on TikTok and Instagram is finally showing the boys some love, and even more people in New Orleans, Louisiana, are starting to discover me. So I love it. But if you watch my weekly post game videos, I don't plan that out. Like I'll watch the game, and maybe like in the third quarter, I start thinking, okay, the way this game is going, what angle, what fun can I take it in? But I try to let it happen organically, because you could plan like a great video of what you want to do after, before a game, and then like you watch the game, man. Like imagine if let's take y'all game for example, incredible, the game of the week, the Bucs and the Seahawks yesterday. So imagine if I had planned, if I'm a Bucs fan, I planned out a video, a post game skit or video on Thursday, and then you watch that incredible game. And you're like, no, I gotta go with a different route because that game was so incredible. There was like 8 different directions I can take a skit in because of how heart-inducing that game was. So I watch the games and I let that come organically to me with my content, with my man cave over time, and just in life. I think that's a great way to live.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So Tones asked you about what your next item's going to be. I'm going to ask you what's your favorite item in your man cave. Everybody has a favorite.
That's a good question. I think because of how much of a that is a tough question. All right.
Like picking out your favorite kid, man. It's tough.
I know. But thankfully I only got one kid. So my kid is only going to be one kid. The picture with Stone Cold Steve Austin that he autographed. That's awesome because I'm like,
that's your profile pic on Twitter, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I'm like, Zach, should I change it because I got such a big brand now? But I'm like, yeah, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. He means so much to me. To meet him, like just to meet him though. This was when WrestleMania was here in 2018, I want to say. We'll never forget it. He was awesome. They always say don't meet your idols, where he was absolutely incredible. So that always means a lot to me. But then you got this shit more than a game shirt that was signed by Drew Brees, who is the greatest Saint of all time. Who this is like my white boy Mount Rushmore, guys. Stone Cold, Drew Brees. I love Eminem, and that's actually not that I think about that. I'm saying out loud. I gotta get something with Eminem in here, so that might be my next item. Zach and got Eminem, maybe a cutboard or something, because Eminem, Stone Cold, and Drew Brees are like my white boy Mount Rushmore. The 4th spot is available for all you white boys out there if you want to take it. I'm thinking.
I'll look good with those 3 gentlemen. You just throw me right up there.
Keep working at it, Zach. Keep working at it. I'm thinking a Stone Cold autograph picture and a Drew Brees autograph T-shirt where I did meet him as well, and it's tough to see because my mom made like this little very mini cardboard cutout of it. But when I met him as well, when you get to meet like these people who mean so much to you, that's where the emotion really takes in. So those are probably my 2 favorite things. And I'm gonna try to flip this camera one last time, and not only with the Saints bar sign, but I have tickets to our 2009 season, and I went to every single home game and to Atlanta where we beat them in our Super Bowl season. So to have a ticket for every game of our Super Bowl season, that the stories with that, right, Zach? Like again, I'm an emotional guy when it comes to the man cave. That's probably definitely up there as far as my favorite item, and that no matter what happens, if the Saints unfortunately maybe not win another Super Bowl in my lifetime, I can say, unlike the Falcons fans, I got to witness a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm going to change your life a little bit here, Jono. You said a cardboard cutout of Eminem. You need to write this down. Actually, I'll send you the link. It's called easycanvasprints.com. And I don't know if you can see some of them back here. I have a bunch of I got real big into canvas. It's way cooler than just getting a 8x10 or something and getting it signed. Dirt cheap, man. Dirt cheap. You can get like a 2 foot by 3 foot, and it's like $40. You just
give me that link.
Yeah, you just go get the picture off the internet machine and you load it up there. They never ask you about copyright. They just print it off and send it to you. Most of the time you can get free shipping. I use them to photo match my jerseys. I'll send the picture of the jersey from that game, have it put on a little 8x8, throw it in the case with the jersey. And it looks so much better than pictures or posters, man. You get you a big M&M one up there and it'll look better than a cardboard cutout.
Hell yeah. Send me that link. I love it.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it.
They're cool, man, and they ain't bad bang for your buck either. So that's
$40. Come on now.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I like, well, if I get like a glove or something small from a game, I make like a custom football card. It's kind of cool of the player like wearing that and display it with that as well. So if you ever get like gloves or your kid gets gloves or a towel or something, that's pretty cool stuff too.
I'll absolutely pick y'all brains when it comes to, you see, that's who says Bucs fans couldn't get along and be cordial.
That's
Hold
right.
on. I see Poker Gus. Is this Emeka's nickname that I haven't been familiarized with yet? Is Buka his nickname or something?
I don't think one's actually been established. There's a lot of stuff. Although I do like what Gronk called him. What was it?
Emeka Ibuki or something like that.
Yeah, whatever Gronk said, I think is probably what's going to take off. I did see somebody say bacon and eggs, but it was BAKEON and EGS. So I thought that was kind of cool, bacon and eggs. I don't know. He does need a nickname because he is absolutely.
He's incredible. I hate to say it out loud, but he is incredible, and it pisses me off that you guys have so much talent year in and year out. And let's be honest, y'all GM Jason Litt is probably very underrated. The GM for the Eagles, drawing a blank. Howie Roseman gets all of the love. I mean, and fair, they went to the Super Bowl 3 times. They won the most recent one, but I feel like Jason Litt is right up there, and it makes me mad at Mickey Loomis because I from 2017 to 2020. I was on, that was the Saints' greatest run in history. We should have won the Super Bowl in 2018. We got screwed. To all you Bucs fans, whenever I talk trash and y'all come back, 2 is better than 1. We got screwed in 2018. Don't y'all forget that. Either way, I mean, I was singing Mickey Loomis's praises. I was like, he is head and shoulders above everybody in the NFC South. And then these past 4 years, I mean, Jason Litt has taken us to school along with the other NFC South GMs. So you guys y'all have something nice in Tampa, and y'all are building something nice. I mean, you guys are probably going to have all the offensive rookie of the year on your team. Like, that's a pretty good spot to be in when you already are a 4-time NFC South champion. So it pisses me off.
Speaking of building something nice, that's what we're all here to do, building our man caves nice with the great Jono with Bucs by 30 Zach. I do want to say, Jono, if you're an M&M guy, obviously you are, something from Happy Gilmore 2 would be epic, right? I've seen the movie, but you did appear in there. If you were to get one of those canvases that Zach mentioned, maybe signed by him from Happy Gilmore 2, that would be pretty badass for that wall back there.
Well, it was a fine movie. I'll just say that.
Wow, you're nicer than I am. Man,
hey, it ain't the same, man. The only good thing, the nostalgia was the only good thing.
And I went into the movie knowing what it was going to be. Like when I saw the trailer and they're throwing 100 celebrity cameos in there, including the great Eminem influencers. Now I was like, all right, I know what I'm getting myself into. So I just kind of, that's the movie that you just you turn your brain off and just enjoy it for nostalgia.
Poor Rob Schneider's role was like 2 seconds long. He really got the short end of the stick there, But what can you do?
What can you do?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you have an interest in jerseys yet, Jono, but we've done 2 shows so far, and we've gone through the different types, different styles, different quality levels of those. So when you get interested in that, be sure to go back and check those out. You can find them on our Buccateers channel, by the way.
Yeah.
So make sure you go in there and check those out. There's a lot of different levels.
You go with the authentic, because I know people some do just a cheap version and get the Japanese version and save themselves some money. Some get the replica, some maybe get the authentic.
Well, what you see hanging up here and in Tones' room are game worn.
I could tell. I mean, I see it closer with Tones because yours is a little further back because you got so many. Whereas Tone, you could kind of see it prevalent, and you can see like that's obviously a Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, especially how beautifully it's folded. Now, and that's his glove under the 13.
Yeah, so I got the glove under the 13, Evans glove, and then it's hard to see, but from the New Orleans game last year, I actually got the 14 Godwin wristband under the 14 too. I like to add the little things in, and that's where I'll make the football card. Like, I'll make a picture of Godwin in the 14 thing and be like, oh yeah, that's him wearing
Now,
that.
You buy it from auctions, or you get lucky in that they throw it to you? How you get those objects?
So as Zach knows, it's a couple different avenues. It takes some time. Auctions are the main place you could start, right? There's so many
Right.
different auction places now too. Like a company called Metabla has so many different auctions, like Bucs games. You could have got 4 different white creamsicle jerseys. Granted, they were $2,000-$3,000. That's how expensive some of these things are for, like, borderline rosterable players. But auction houses are the main ones. NFL auctions, eBay. Those are really good places to start. But over time, you kind of meet connects and you meet people in the hobby, and they kind of elevate your experience in terms of availability and what's open. So auctions are a great starting point. But as Zach knows, that's kind of the tip of the iceberg for a lot of these.
Yeah,
Now,
it almost.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it almost becomes a full-time job because you are hustling. All these items are one of one, so if there's a decent community of collectors, it becomes extremely competitive. I check eBay way more times a day than I'd like to acknowledge, because you can miss something in a second. That Evans jersey that Tones is hanging up right there, he beat me to it by like 37 seconds.
It be your own people, huh?
Yeah. So it's super competitive, man. And so
It's gotta be a good rush, though, right? Like a high, like, especially when
man, it is. There is nothing better than checking the mail, getting that package, opening it up, and the smell hitting you. It's euphoric. I can't even describe it. And you have a whole different appreciation for the game when you're holding an item that was actually utilized in that game. It's like transfers you right into that moment.
So this is maybe cool. I probably don't mention it enough. I was a ball boy for the Pelicans / Hornets, because they were the Hornets when I first started, for 13 years. So I've met every NBA player you can think of.
Wow.
And so one thing I do have.
That's a beautiful case, by the way.
This is Game 1 by LeBron James, and he tried his best to sign it. And I was after the game in the locker room. I said, LeBron, can I sign it? And he put it on like a tablet, and he tried his best because this isn't like the easiest thing to sign, but this is signed by LeBron James, worn by him as a Laker, obviously.
Nice.
That basketball is a game-used basketball from the All-Star weekend when the All-Star weekend was in the Warriors. That's actual NBA basketball. So I do have some like authentic stuff. My chair is
That's dope.
the chairs that they used for the All-Star game in 2017 that Giannis and Steph Curry and everybody sat in. So, I'm talking all about the Saints and wrestling and all that, but like I've got some basketball stories, guys, and I got like some amazing basketball collectibles in my 13 years as a ball boy that luckily I don't even have to go to eBay for. Like I just was able to rub elbow. I have I don't have it in the room because I have it in a special spot, but a Kobe Bryant Game 1 finger brace that he had when he had a broken finger that he was still playing basketball through. And obviously that's incredibly special now, given that his untimely death. So there's some great basketball NBA stuff that I have, guys, that I probably I need to. Like, I'm like, not that I'm just thinking out loud. I'm like, why do I not have more of my NBA stuff in here? Like, I've had an incredible life, and I've got some incredible stories that, sports fans are like, holy crap, you got to, work for the Pelicans for 13 years. And I take it for granted sometimes, but I got to meet every player and get some, cool items. And I gotta display that more now that you guys mentioned, the jerseys and whatnot and how awesome those type of items are.
Yeah, definitely. And you showing that sleeve is a good transition because we had set aside talking about pin choices today. I don't know that we'll have enough time to get into that, but that's something that people don't even think about when they go to get something signed. And it's so important to the object, because if you get something signed with the wrong pin, it's going to fade. It's not going to show. And you're not even going to be able to tell that it was signed. It's going to make signing it more difficult for the person signing it for you. So you really got to think it out before you go to get. Now that obviously was spur of the moment. You did what you had to do in that moment to get it signed. But if you were planning to take that to a signing or send it into a public signing, or a private signing, I'm sorry, that's when you can, give a little bit more instruction on how you want to sign, what color you want to sign with, what type of pen you want to sign with.
I gotta have to.
And these items like the canvases and the paintings and stuff in here, I test everything before I get it signed to make sure that it's going to look right, it's going to pop in the moment, because the last thing you want to do is get your favorite player to sign something and you can't even see it. Like, nothing irks my soul more than watching somebody post a picture of a Bucs pewter helmet signed in black, and I'm like, it's not. Are you sure? Because I can't see it.
But not everybody's as ingrained in that life as you guys are, right? Because you know, the casual fan is just thinking, "Oh, I need to sign. Let me use a Sharpie or whatnot." But
that's why.
I'm not thinking about that sometimes too. I'm like, oh, you know, if I would have had like a, you know, this was spur of the moment. If I had a silver marker or something, that probably would have showed better. If I would have better prepared it.
Actually, a gold paint pen would have exploded on that, man. It would have looked beautiful.
And then the crazy thing is, I rarely, during my time as a ball boy, ask for autographs, because these guys, you know, the players, they look at us as colleagues, employees. Like, you know, we're fans, but we're not fans, right? Like, I want to be respectful and not just be like the thousands of fans out in the stands trying to get something from them. But yeah, the LeBron thing was spur of the moment. Now that I had this man cave, I'm like, I wish I would have, you know, utilized my time better to collect up on some stuff. But I have the memories. And if anybody, I don't want people that you see, that's me and LeBron. You know, that's me, Klay Thompson, me and Paul George. I got Melo. I've met every player that you got. People say I look like Steph Curry. I don't know. I think we're just both light skinned, but whatever. But I've got some great, you know, memories. And hey, the big guy might get on my platform. Maybe they'll remember me, and I can ask them for stuff later on.
There you go. In my experience with people that know players, it's not awkward for you to say, "Hey, man, I'd love to get a jersey sometime if I could."
Absolutely.
And they'll just be like,
the ones who play for the Pelicans, like, I'm sure if I wanted to really, like, I could go to Anthony Davis or Chris Paul, Drew Holiday, and say, "Hey, man," you know, some of them still follow me on Instagram, and say, I try to be respectful because I know they get like a million requests. I've seen it firsthand, but now that I have a platform, it'll be a good reason, right? They'll be like, "Oh, well, at least I know that this is going to be prevalent." And, you know, content and whatnot.
You just never know, man. It's all you just got to ask. I mean, I threw it out once, and Rashad White sent me a jersey. So I mean,
he played real well yesterday. He played real well yesterday. Great transition.
Yeah, and it's a shame that Bucs fans were pounding the table for us to trade him. You know, like, you don't trade good players. You just don't.
Yeah, especially with running backs and how injury prone they can be given the wear and tear of the position. You know, it's good to always have a two-headed monster like you guys have with Bucky and him, so that when Bucky's out right now, Rashad can come in, and he's played great Sunday. I'm sure those same fans are thankful that y'all had him yesterday, not were they?
Well, and it's kind of how funny our fan base is on Twitter. Now you're getting people who want Rashad to start, you know, and now it's like a war, and it's like, why can't we just have two good things? You know, it's always got to be like we talked about with WWE and AEW earlier. I'm sure you had the same, and it was like Ingram and Kamara back there.
Help me. Well, I think we actually embraced the fact that there was a two-headed monster. But help me out. You know, I know the Bucs fan base isn't the strongest just from a, you know, national perspective. I see a lot of time y'all fans being upset that the stadium isn't filled with Bucs fans, or a lot of opposing fans come and take over. But I see with you guys, like, the passionate Bucs fans, and I'm like, they do exist. You know, I'm not going to say that on my social media platforms because I make fun of you. I understand that they do exist. So what's the temperature like? Because when you start winning so much, it can change a fan base. And that happens with every fan base, right? Where now winning is the standard. And now some fans, winning isn't enough. You got to do this, or you got to win that way, or you got to Super Bowl or bust. If we don't win the Super Bowl, then these 4 NFC South division banners doesn't mean a goddamn thing. So I know that there's a lot of factions within fan bases. You can't speak as a collective whole about how the fan base is. But if you could just say in general terms, like, what is the temperature right now for the fan base at 4-1? What would it be for y'all?
Zach, you go first, and then I'll jump in.
It's optimistic. It really is. I think the core Bucs fans that have been here, like the pre-Brady Bucs fans that have seen some things, you know, and used to spend Sundays sitting in the corner just staring off into space.
Watching Drew Brees throw 5 touchdowns on y'all. Yep.
Yeah. Those guys that have been around, we know we're the ones. when we were winning by 17 against the Jets that knew we weren't going to finish that game winning by 17, right? Those fans, because we've seen some shit. We know how things work. So we're optimistic. We're winning games that we would have previously lost because we used to find a way to lose, and now we're finding a way to win. And that's a huge difference. And a lot of these newer Bucs fans don't understand. These social media Bucs fans don't understand that, right? You know, they want to put some ridiculousness out in a tweet to get that engagement up. You know, fire Bowles was the charge last year.
I was gonna say after every loss last year, you had a pitch mob of forks and fans. Fire Todd Bowles, fire! It's like, good God, where have you guys been the last couple of decades? You know,
I will almost guarantee you the next interception that Baker throws, we could be winning 42-0, and he throws a pick. You go on Twitter. We need to get rid of it. We need to put Teddy in.
You'll have Jameis 1-of-1 saying Jameis.
I love Jameis 1-of-1. He's a character. He is a character.
Yeah, he's gonna go down with that shit, man.
I'm surprised. Well, it's awesome that y'all have fans in there who Teddy stand. You know, we love Teddy here in New Orleans, and it hurts my soul to see him in Pewter. But yeah, no, that's crazy. But I understand. I mean, that's every fan base, right? Like, you know, I think fans sometimes live in a bubble. They're like, oh, you Saints fans are so spoiled. Are you Bucs? And I'm like, that's probably every fan base, guys. Like, it's a big world out there. So you're never gonna have like group thing when it comes to fans. You're always gonna have, you know, a variety of fans. So I can only imagine though, you know, winning 4 straight. That's how we were as Saints fans from 2017 to 2020. We win in the division every year. And yet you would see fans. Man, Sean Payne, it's time for him to go. You know, like he's running course. He doesn't throw 40-yard bombs anymore. You know, and I'm like, well, now look where we at, right? Like, I'm glad you guys thought that Hall of Fame coaches and quarterbacks grow on trees. So, but I also tell myself, you know, that's just a small portion of fans, and that's just going to be how it is, no matter what. So,
yeah, and that small portion tends to be the loudest at times, right?
It's because it's like such a striking and alarming take that it's like, what the hell? And then you feel like you don't want to respond, but you got it because it's so damn stupid. And it's like, it's just one fan, right? It's one fan of like, you know, there's 1,000 fans saying it's great to be a Bucs fan right now, but that one fan who's saying fire Todd Bowles, you're like, what?
Yeah, now I got to go talk to that guy, even though I don't want to because he's ridiculous. But somebody needs to tell him, right? Yeah. So, and the thing about the stadium that really pisses me off is, I think a lot of the Bucs fans in Tampa are utilizing their tickets as a business investment, and they're selling the tickets. Man, it almost feels like we have 17 road games a year because especially I have to watch the majority of them on TV because I don't live in Tampa, and you can hear the opposing fans a lot louder than you can the Tampa fans depending on the tide of the game. So that's a little disheartening, but you know, what are you gonna do?
The beauty of living in Florida is that they know that it's a hot ticket. So,
yeah, and most of them probably didn't even grow up there. So there's a lot of transplants.
Yeah, I bet. Florida. Yep.
You'll have season ticket holders wear Eagles jerseys when the Eagles are in town, you know. But then the other 8 weeks of the year, they're wearing the Bucs jerseys. Pops does text into the show. OG New Orleans guys, so some love from Pops texting in. Jono, I know we only have you for a couple more minutes, my friend, so I do want to ask you, for those wondering, where do you get a case like that? We have gotten a couple questions of, hey, where's the LED case from? So showing some love to your case back there, my friend.
I appreciate that. That's Amazon. I searched it on Amazon Prime Day too, and I put in work. I think you guys can appreciate. Like, I didn't just like pick the first result that came in. Like, I was up for hours, like studying cases and saying, okay, which one works best? And I wind up going with that one. And if the guy wants, he can DM me on any of my social media platforms, and let me make some money. I'm an Amazon associate, so I'll give him my Amazon associate link, and if he wants to buy it, I'll gladly send it to him.
Hey, awesome. I'll make sure to send them your way, my friend.
Oh, wait, Jeremy says more 49. Y'all play the 49ers Sunday?
Yep,
we do.
That's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, man. Shanahan's our kryptonite, so it's going to be tough.
They play hard. They're injured, but they still play hard, and they're going to be on 10 days rest, so that's going to be a good test for you. I mean, y'all have a tough schedule, and y'all 4-1, so I feel like y'all fans should be.
And Kittle will probably be back off the IR too, so that's not good for us.
Timing, yeah, great timing.
Right?
Great timing.
Right.
I mean, I know we're not going to the NFC South. We're not going to win it, right? So I'm like, part of me is like, I really need to like cheer for the Bucs just so the Falcons don't win it. But it's hard to cheer for y'all, so I still like get enjoyment watching y'all lose. But when y'all do win, I'm like, well, at least that means the Falcons aren't any closer to winning it. So.
There you go. We'll do you a favor and try to take out Atlanta for you, because I know that brings you a smidge of joy.
That is. Yeah.
I do want to get your opinion on something, because this really keeps me up at night. What is up with the Saints gold kits, man? Why does none of the gold match? The fleur-de-lis doesn't match the jersey. The jersey doesn't match the helmet. What's going on there?
I feel like that's a Nike thing, right? Because I feel like with Reebok, the gold matched. And then when it's a Nike, it's more of a tan now, actually. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a Nike issue. And I don't know. I hate that we don't even wear our gold pants as much anymore. We wear it for like preseason, and we might wear it for one game in the regular season. And then I know the players are the people who vote on it, I believe. So they always go with the black on black, which is fine. But I'm like, man, every team does black on black. Like, you're not special when you just want all black, right? The Ravens do black on black. The Eagles, the Panthers, y'all sometimes do it. I'm like, black and gold is special. Like, where y'all gold pants? Even if they are tan right now, like they're tan pants, and maybe gold pants, but where y'all damn gold pants? But as far as the cutter scheme, I'm thinking that's a Nike thing, because I agree. The gold used to match. If you watch, put 2009 Drew Brees, and you will see that gold match. And then I think it was 2012 maybe when Nike took over, and that's when you can start seeing like the different shades of gold for the Saints, and just different uniform elements in general. Like, I noticed that y'all, and I don't know if this was a Nike decision or y'all had the helmet with the huge flag, and then y'all went back to kind of small, and it's like, okay, is this Nike? Is this the organizations? What's going on? There
was a preseason game where this year where the flag was a little bit smaller, and social media blew up. And I will definitely say I was one of those people, because I was like, what is going on? The flag doesn't look good smaller now. Now I want it bigger. Can we make it bigger? That's what I'm talking about. Let's get the whole half of the helmet, the flag. I want it bigger. Actually, I want the ship on the side. That's what I want to see.
I think your answer is going to be keep the current logo. And uniform colors, because y'all Mancaves are dominated by that. But would y'all prefer that, or would y'all prefer going back to the creamsicles like yesterday?
I like the creamsicles in spots. Once or twice. I'd like to see us wear the whites on the road once, and the orange once at home. But I also would like to see us wear the pewter. The pewter uniform is badass, and we don't even wear it anymore. I think the last 2 years we haven't worn it at all.
It silently got dissolved last year a little bit. They don't even really sell the models online at this time right now. Maybe it comes back, but I know they're brewing up the rivalry uniforms throughout the league as well.
Yeah, ours is in 3 years, I believe. So we got a ways away, but I'm looking forward to seeing what the NFC South teams do with the. Of course, we the last ones in line, right? Like, we got to wait 3 years.
I just hope we get some of those rubber decals on the arms, like the Bills.
Yeah, those look pretty. Yeah, I like the Cardinals one more than the Bills one, but I did not dislike either of the three. I think it's only 3 teams that won it so far. I know it's 8 teams in total for NFC West and AFC East this year.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it. I say I'm mad that it's going to be 2028, I believe, for the Saints and NFC South, or 2027. But we might finally be good by then, so it might work out for us to get rocket when we actually like in a contending team and we're playing a competitive game.
2-time All-Pro Tyler Shuck under center by then.
About that. We could do a whole different show just about football takes.
So take us to draft weekend. You guys are in the market for a quarterback. Shedeur Sanders is there. Were you hoping they draft him, or were you glad they passed?
My thought was, if we are going to draft a quarterback, I thought Shedeur was the one to take the gamble on. Now Jackson Dog really impressed me the past 2 weeks, so he might be something special for New York. But I wasn't like a Shedeur stan, and I had a rant that went viral, where we took Tyler Shuck, and I'm like, Shedeur was right there, and people might see it and think, oh, he's like one of these Shedeur advocates. I'm not. I do think that he has talent, and I still cannot fathom a world where Tyler Shuck went before Shedeur Sanders, but Tyler's my quarterback now, so I got to cheer for him, and I will cheer for him. But I would say, like, if we were going to draft a quarterback, I would have took Shedeur. That's just me. I'm a fan. I'm not an analyst. I'm hoping to trust the scouts that they saw something in Shook that was worthy of him going top 40, and that eventually, if he is going to be thrust into the starting lineup, because Rattler's playing good enough that he has not had any reason to be benched so far, but that Shook proves me wrong. And I've said it many times on my platforms. I say if Shook winds up being great, I will always make my apology as loud as my disrespect, because I went ham on that pick. And I'm hoping to be wrong. I'm glad social media wasn't out in 2006, because when we signed Drew Brees, I was like, what the hell are we doing? You got Matt Leinart and Vince Schoen in the draft. Why in the hell are we paying all this money to a goddamn quarterback coming off a bad shoulder? Yeah, how did that work out, huh? To my credit, that was before we knew that Reggie Bush was going to be available at number 2. So everybody thought Bush was going number 1. I'm thinking, we got Matt Leinart and Vince Schoen. It's going to be finally a new quarterback to excite the fan base. So I hate it, the Drew Brees move. And I'm hoping that history repeats itself with Titus Shook, and he makes me look stupid. And I would come on here and say what a dumbass I was for advocating for Shedeur Sanders when Titus Shook was the man all alone.
It never feels so good to be wrong when it's for the betterment of the franchise.
That's what some fans don't understand. Like, I'm not afraid. Again, as a fan, I embrace hypocrisy. I embrace stupidity. I embrace being illogical. Like, okay, if I'm wrong about a football take, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Nobody's dying over, bad football take. This is not politics, right? This is not life or death for people. So, yeah, okay, I'm wrong about this take. You got me, to the Saints fans who don't like me sometimes. Like, okay, I'm a fan. It's like you.
I don't know about you, but it kind of helps when you at least pod or talk about it or create content too, right? I'd get more pissed before I do this. I feel like now it's like, it kind of feels therapeutic being able to talk about it or create content about it when the team is not as good.
I like doing the streams because it gives you more of a chance to kind of like elaborate and elicit your thoughts, right? Twitter is great, but there's only so much you can say. But when you get on like a YouTube stream or whatnot, you can really like elaborate on your thought process. So, when people do come at me, which they might, if Titus Shook is great or whatever, I can play them clips saying, hey, that's fine. But look, just to let you know, I was cheering for him. I just didn't like the move, but I'm more than happy with being wrong. This is what I really meant when I say this, that Twitter cannot, articulate like a social media stream like YouTube can when you get to actually come on the camera and elaborate a lot more.
Yeah, and we do have the NBA season coming up. College football's in full swing. Tulane is continuing to play well, LSU and the Saints. So where can the people keep up with you? I know we say comedian type, so people are in for good laughs all the time. But one last plug for anywhere people could find you, my friend.
Yes, sir. As again, y'all, Jono Barnes on every platform. Just search and I will come up. Now, I know this is a very Tampa Bay and Buccaneers dominated audience, so I'm sure you guys are like, well, I have no interest in this guy because he's not talking about my team. Totally understand it. I would just say at least tune in for Saints and Bucs week because I have a lot of fun. You guys can attest to it. Like, I have a lot of fun where fans in the Tampa Bay area despise me. And I play up that character, and it's real. Like, I'm like, it's like wrestling, y'all. Like, you take a character, but you just take yourself and you amplify it by 10. So I take, that hatred I have for the Bucs, but on social media and my content, I'll amplify it by 10. And if anything, guys, just look for Jono Barnes doing Saints and Bucs week because I have absolutely no reason to talk trash about the Bucs, given that the Bucs have won an NFC South past few years, and that they're probably going to win it again, and that my team is probably going to have only 2 wins by the time we play y'all. But I am still going to talk trash about the Bucs because that's the fun of being a fan, and that is why this shit more than a game.
Zach?
Perfect. While you were talking, I tuned you out because you were saying a lot of stuff about the Saints. But what I was thinking about is now I've rethought the wall behind you. You need to quarter it, and you need to do black and gold checks, and in the gold you put this shit more than a game and some black decals in one corner, and then in the other corner it's this shit's more than a man cave. Yeah. And I'll send you the bill in the mail for my
Find this for you. I got you.
But no, seriously, guys. I know we're a Bucs pod, but Jono's a good follow on Twitter. So go out there and like and subscribe to his podcast. It costs you nothing to add a subscriber to the man's channel. So go out there, like and subscribe to stuff, and then maybe once you watch it and you find something that you chuckle at. If nothing else, you can keep tabs on how much he uses his wife's credit card to travel the world and follow the Saints. But congratulations on the house, brother. Congratulations on becoming a new father.
Thank you, guys.
I know how fatherhood changes you as a person. And I also know what those sleepless nights are like. So enjoy the good times.
Yeah, y'all see it in my eyes right now, huh?
Take lots of pictures, man, because you'll blink and the next thing you know, he's in college. So enjoy those times. Much love for coming on here, and hopefully we can get you back for maybe Saints Bucs weeks, and we can talk some mad trash to one another and do it up different.
I appreciate you guys, and as much fun as I have, I do also send my condolences for you guys being Bucs fans.
Jono, we do want to say thank you, brother. It was a lot of fun, great time. Like I said, even though I'm Bucs, you're Saints, I'm a big fan of your content. It gives me some good laughs, my brother. So any last words for, even though we're some Bucs guys, chat full of Bucs peeps, any last words for the program, brother?
Just know that you guys, as much as y'all hate us, we do not think about y'all that much. Y'all are not our rivals. Y'all are not the Falcons. The Carolina Panthers are nice and lonely. Go play with the Panthers. Know that this shit more than the game. I appreciate you, though, for real. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, you are a real one. The great Jono Barnes, the great Zach Johnson, Tampa Tones as well. It's been a great Man Cave Monday here on the Buccateers. We'll be back tomorrow on Tune Me Up Tuesday. Everybody have a great night. Stay blessed. Jono, Zach, Tones out of the building. Until next time, fire the damn cannons. Have a great night, everybody. Bro, we'll put it like that. What's it like? I was actually there in attendance in Cleveland for Coe's first career NFL touchdown, which was awesome. And,
Awesome.
It was a great game. You could hear me on camera. I was just screaming, "Say it ain't so, Coe! Say it ain't so!" Sadly, from there, the game kind of went off the rails a little. That was the last high moment of that game, but it was a great game. Overtime loss, fun time.
Yeah.
But how was that moment for you? Seeing the first, whether it was on TV, in person, wherever you were, seeing his first NFL touchdown. How was that?
Well, dude, I mean, we were at home because it was a away game. We don't travel to a lot of the away games because we can get into that later. But, to watch that and to think I wished I was there live. So to have your video was so cool. And just that, hey, this is so cool. I mean, that was so cool for us. Catching it from Tom Brady, right? Like, he's got the ball yet. I mean, first NFL touchdown means a lot, right? I mean, as a dad, that's just so cool to see. And it was fun to watch. And, it didn't have the outcome we wanted, but still the same. What a memory. What a memory to have, right? So,
and honestly,
cool.
those one of the best guests ever, the Buccateers in the house tonight. You guys hear him on Tampa radio all the time. He's one of the best in the business. My favorite personal in the business. That's why I'm elated tonight. Growing up in the Chicago area, you're used to sports radio. That's what gets me through the day. So this man does help get me through the day, I will say, with the Pat and Aaron show at work. Nothing like it. So it's incredible. It looks like we got Stunna bumbling in. I'm Tampa Tones. We are joined by lead goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little clear. But we're joined by Pat Donovan.
It looks like Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look like you got a little...
No, my camera's broke.
And he was trying to pull me in big time. And then I was like, hey, nothing's happened with Indianapolis yet. Like, I really want to give Indy a chance. And then also I talked to Cody Bruton, once he took over Rich McCann, I'm still like, well, look, I was like, y'all just give me the opportunity to explore free agency, see what's going on, and then kind of make us do it.
All right, everyone, you are tuned into the Buccateers at wide receiver, Kalen Geiger, and we are about to have a great pod. This is the Buccateers, your